Hey guys, I know it's been a minute since talking about Rocco and everything that happened, and we did receive his necropsy results, but I wanted to start this video by first just saying thank you to everybody who reached out and offered their condolences to me and my family. You guys, we literally received thousands and thousands of messages, DMs. We received things in the mail that were just amazingly beautiful. The fan art that was submitted, everything was just really, really touching and really cool to see. And I just want you guys to know that it's appreciated, even if you didn't receive a direct response. It felt really overwhelming in a good way, but we couldn't respond to everything. But I wanted you guys to know that I'm reading them, I'm seeing them, I'm appreciating them, and I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that because it really has meant a lot through my healing process. One of the things that was really, really cool is in a lot of the fan art, I feel like you guys were able to capture his essence, and it didn't just look like a Toco Toucan off the internet. It looked like Rocco, in his eyes. It just really looked like him. So yeah. I really appreciate those. So I wanted to take a minute and just acknowledge some of you that sent in snail mail. A lot of you sent me food gifts because I think food really heals. I think apparently we all agree on that. So thank you guys for thinking of me. Some of the letters that you sent and the messages that were in these cards were so powerful. And they always came at the exact right time of things that I needed to hear. This card says, there are lessons for us in everything, even the hard things, even the things that break our heart. And it says, may you continue to learn how brave you are, how much you can love, and how much light one thing can hold. You guys just knew exactly what to say on a lot of these. There was a young girl who sent me a letter, and she drew each and every one of my birds on the paper, on the letter, which I thought was really, really cute. And Rocco, of course, at the top. Ashley, I wanted to let you know that I know you said that I'm going to be meeting you at a masterclass soon and that you wanted me to wear the bracelet that was within this, but the envelope unfortunately came ripped and there was no bracelet inside. So I'm really sorry, but I didn't want you to be think that I didn't like it or something if I wasn't wearing the bracelet at our masterclass, so I wanted to let you know that. I tried to write each and every one of you guys back. Some of you contributed to Rocco's medical bills, which we never asked for, but greatly appreciated. You guys just above and beyond. For those of you that have been with us for a while here on the BirdTricks family, a few years ago we lost our little bandit, which is still really fresh for me. I miss him every day too. And I was sent a really beautiful poem at the time that we lost him that I shared in his video with all of you. And a lot of you, I felt like it resonated and it spoke to you as well based on whatever you were going through at the time. Well, this time from my amazing friends, Steve and Carol, they sent me a poem, and it's completely different than the one that I had read when we lost Bandit. And it's different in a way that just really speaks to Rocco specifically. And I'm sure that these poems resonate to everybody very differently and very deeply, but it was something that I wanted to share because I felt like sharing the one that I had received with Bandit helped a lot of you through whatever you were going through at that time. And I kind of feel like this one will serve the same purpose. So at some point when I'm feeling a little bit more put together, I'll read this for you guys. The other thing that I wanted to share with you guys were just some of the comments. These are very, very recent that I pulled that just meant so much to me. And if you don't hear yours, it doesn't mean it didn't mean a lot to me. These were just super recent. I had a really bad day a couple days ago. Just sometimes I think grief hits you when you're not expecting it and just really takes over your world temporarily. And I had one of those days. And these messages were making me laugh and cry, and they just they spoke a lot to me. So I wanted to share them because I want you guys to know how much it means to me that you are saying these things and seeing these things. And there were so many, honestly, but yeah. So Jody wrote, she said, the way that he lit up and played and fed himself when you came to visit him, that was his message to you, that you were his heart. And I'm sure he was telling you, it's okay, mama. I'll be on your shoulder protecting you and stealing food when you're not looking. Every day for the rest of your life, you'll see me in the colors of the sunset and the beauty in the flowers. We'll play together again someday. Imagine all the fun foods and treats he can eat now without worry of blood sugar spikes and drops. You did right by him, and the love and care you showed was a great example for your daughter. This person's username, I'm not mentally okay, but don't worry about me. Said, I sadly found Rocco after he passed, and I could tell you'd had your feathered baby for a long while. I'm glad he had you, though. You guys took extremely good care of each other. I thought that was really cool because he took really good care of me. And it was neat to hear that from someone who's new to the channel. Tanya wrote, my heart broke for you as I watched what was happening. Rocco knew how much he was loved. His spirit is always with you. Isabel says, they soar high and out of our reach, but the impact they have on us is forever. Remembering is a gift. And that's one that I try to remind myself every day, that I shouldn't be upset and crying and mourning. I should be really grateful to be able to have these memories. John wrote, I'm so sorry for your loss. I've been following you guys for the better part of 3 years. Your ways click with me. I have yet to get a bird of my own, but that will change in the next few years. Trying to find the perfect rehome. All that aside, I've been enamored by Rocco and your personal relationship with him. As someone who just had to put their best friend to rest, Jake, my dog, my confidant, my best friend, my reason for getting out of bed, I get the heartbreak. Thanks for all you do. Kenrick wrote, we all know how much you really miss him. Rest in peace, Rocco. As Samantha said, I like to believe our animal babies will welcome us to our paradise, and he wants you to be happy when you think of him. Such a sweet story. Rest in peace. And that one really resonates too, because I don't want him to be... I want him to see me and know that I'm still like living and helping and not just sad, but it's hard right now. This person said hugs to you. He isn't suffering anymore, which is a huge thing I have to remember. Elise says, gotta be thankful that Facebook Photos sends these to us. I'm sure he is waiting for you with your family. I believe that all of our loved ones are, and never give up. Never give up helping, as I think that's why you are here on Earth. That one meant so much to me. Amber wrote, I'm so sorry Rocco couldn't stay with you longer. That's exactly how I felt. I felt like robbed of time with him. And those were just a few of the ones I pulled. You guys were amazing and very motivating and very helpful for navigating through my grief. So thank you. So like this video title indicates, Rocco's necropsy results really shocked me, and I was filled with anger and confusion. Many of you know the hemochromatosis talk. Hemochromatosis is another word for iron storage disease. Back in the day when toucans were first brought into captivity, they were fed things like monkey chow, and they were dying from iron storage because they were getting too much iron in their diet. And nowadays we know to be wary of iron, and so there's been a diet that has been developed that's very high fruit diet, non-citrus. We have a specialized pellet created by a company called Missouri that is a low iron pellet specifically made for toucans, and iron susceptible or iron sensitive animals. And I went so far as to have, we have a special faucet in our sink that gives us reverse osmosis water for him so that there's absolutely no iron in water, which was controversial. I always had people saying, why do you give him special water? That's really over the top and unnecessary. But I did, because I was just nervous of any iron that could sneak into his diet. And back in October of 2021, when ROCKO was first diagnosed with being diabetic, a blood test had also revealed that he had iron storage disease. Now, this is touchy because if you ask most toucan people, they will tell you with 100% certainty that you cannot diagnose iron storage disease through a blood test. It has to be done through a liver biopsy, which, as you can imagine, is incredibly invasive, and most people don't do it for that reason. So people don't usually put a lot of weight on this blood test. And I was told not to trust the blood test and to just not worry about it by a lot of toucan breeder type people. But this was a space where I had to really pick a path. You know, Dave and I talk about this all the time, like, pick a path, pick a person, pick a path, pick a trainer, pick a path. Because if you start taking information from too many different sources, it ends up, your head is gonna just explode and you won't end up going anywhere clearly. So I chose to trust my vet, and I did a 90-day medication treatment for iron storage while we were also playing with insulin, trying to figure out how to get his body to respond to insulin. It was easier for me to do this than to do nothing, if that kind of makes sense, because ignoring data, I just couldn't ignore data. I just felt like I have this data, I need to do something. Did the treatment work? No. But neither did the treatment for diabetes. And doing nothing would have got me to the exact same path. So honestly, it was just kind of a lose-lose path. Well, it turns out that blood test was actually correct. ROCKO's necropsy showed that he had iron storage disease, which pretty much did damage to his organs, including his pancreas, which made him susceptible to getting diabetes. I think the hard part about this is this means that when I did the test early 2021 and found out he was pre-diabetic and thought that that was what I was combating, that he already had iron storage. There were no signs or symptoms that I saw. I have no idea. He looked perfect. He acted perfect most days. He could be a moody can sometimes, but this means he had it long before it ever showed its ugly face and symptoms. This means that maybe that blood test is only accurate when the animal is so far gone. I have no idea. I am not the veterinarian here. I'm not the scientist. This is a study of a single toucan, not all toucans. When I asked my vet how in the world could ROCKO have gotten iron storage disease on the diet that is well known to be utilized today with toucans, she had no idea. Like, there's no answer. I don't know. She doesn't know. Nobody knows. Why did he get it? I don't know. We avoided iron like the plague, like to the point of getting made fun of sometimes by other toucan people of being so excessive about it. So it just, like, I don't get it. It makes zero sense to me. I almost feel like I avoided iron to the point of what I previously thought was like a detriment by not offering protein that includes iron and veggies, like low iron veggies and things like that I discovered could be fed during trying to treat diabetes through diet. But he ended up with iron storage disease, and that's ultimately, like, that's what did it. So that's it. Following the latest information on toucans didn't save him from the same fate that toucans suffered like years ago when they were first brought into captivity, and I don't know why. If you have a toucan as a pet, please please make sure you're keeping up on your well bird exams. We talk about this so much for parrots, and now it's really, really relevant for toucans and any animal, honestly. They should be getting an annual well animal exam, but this is what we call well bird exam. And like, keep an eye on those blood sugar levels and make sure that you give your toucan a lot of sunlight, because they love to sunbathe. And tell them you love them every day. And on the days that they'll let you, show them that you love them. Hanging out with my cutie can. So cute. The best. I was just on a birthday trip for about 4 days, and this is my first day being home, saying hi to everybody. But I feel like Rocco was the most happy to see me. Happy to see you too, bud. I missed you. Missed you. To those I love and those who loved me, when I am gone, release me, let me go. I have so many things to see and do. You mustn't tie yourself to me with tears. Be happy that we had so many years. I gave you my love, you can only guess how much you gave me in happiness. I thank you for the love you each have shown, and now it's time I traveled on alone. So grieve a while for me if grieve you must, then let your grief be comforted by trust. It's only for a while that we must part, so bless the memories within your heart. I won't be far away, for life goes on, so if you need me, call and I will come. Though you can't see or touch me, I'll be near, and if you listen with your heart, you'll hear. All of my love around you, soft and clear. And then when you must come this way alone, I'll greet you with a smile and say, welcome home.